All of you do not know that Paul Laurence Dunbar, not only did he write poetry having to do with the Southern dialect, but he, being a Midwesterner, he also wrote some with Midwestern accent, and of course some poetry with no accent at all. And we, in this presentation, are going to do one of each of those. This first one is called Deacon Jones' Grievance. I've been watching them, Parson, and I'm sorry for to say that my mind is not contented with the loose and careless way that the young folks treat the music. 'Tain't the proper sort of choir, and I don't believe in Christians are singing hymns for hire. But I never would have murmured, and the matter might have gone if it wasn't for the antics I've seen them carry on. So I thought it was my duty for to come to ask you if you wouldn't sort of gently take them singing folks to task. First, the music they've been singing will disgrace us mighty soon. It's a cross between an opera and an old cotillion tune, with its dashes and its quavers and its highfalutin song. Why, it sets my head a-swimming when I'm coming down the aisle. Now, it might be almost decent if it wasn't for the way that they get up there and sing it. Hum, dum, diddle, loud and gay. Why, it shames the name of sacred in its brazen worldliness. And they've even got Old Hundred in a bold, newfangled dress. You'll excuse me, Parson, if I seem a little sore, but I've sung the songs of Israel for 80 years and more, and it sort of hurts my feelings for to see them put away for these harum-scarum ditties that is capturing the day. There's another happening, and I'll mention it while I'm here, just to show at my objections all is offered sound and clear. It was one day they were singing and was doing well enough, singing good as people could sing, such an awful mess of stuff, when the choir gave a holler and the organ gave a groan, and they left one weak-voiced fella singing there all alone. But he stuck right to the music, though it was trying as could be. And when I tried to help him, well, the whole church scowled at me. They say that's so low singing. Well, I pray the Lord that I growed up when folks were willing to sing hymns so high. Why, we never had such doings in the good old Bethel days, when the folks was all contented with the simple songs of praise. Now, I may have spoke too open, but it was hard to keep still. And I hope you tell them singers that I bear them no ill will, and that all might get the glory is my wish and my desire. But they'll need some extra training before they join the heavenly choir. Prometheus stole from heaven the sacred fire and swept to earth with it o'er land and sea. He lit the vestal flames of poesy, content for this to brave celestial ire. Wroth were the gods with eternal hate, pursued the fearless one who ravished heaven, that earth might hold and feed the perfect heaven, to lift men's souls above their low estate. But judge you now when poets wield their pen. Think not well the wrong has been repaired. 'Twas all in vain that ill Prometheus fared. The fire has been returned to heaven again. We have no singers like the ones whose note gave challenge to the noblest warbler's song. We have no voice so mellow, sweet, and strong as that which broke from Shelley's golden throat. The measure of our songs is our desires. We tinkle where old poets used to storm. We lack their substance, though we keep their form. We strum our banjo strings and call them lyres. I might say as a personal thing, this particular one is one that I remember from a young boy hearing every Sunday that we had a musical. We always had somebody who was considered one of the ladies of the church who was really into elocution. And this one I remember hearing along with Lies, Lies. You remember that one? Some of you know that one. Along when I was no more than about 12 years old. Go away and quit that noise, Miss Lucy. Put that music book away. What's the use of keep on trying if you practice till you gray? You can't start no notes a-flying like the ones that rants and rings from the kitchen to the big wood when Malindy sings. You ain't got the natural organs for to make the sound come right. You ain't got the turns and twists for to make it sweet and light. Tell you one thing now, Miss Lucy, and I'm telling you for true. When it comes to rare right singing, it ain't no easy thing to do. Easy enough for folks to holler looking at the lines and dots when there ain't no one can sense it and the tune comes in spots. But for real melodious music that just strikes your heart and clings, just you stand and listen with me when Malindy sings. Ain't you never heard Malindy, bless your soul, take up the cross? Look here, honey, ain't you joking, honey? Well, you don't know what you lost. You ought to hear that gal a-wobbling, robins, locks, and all them things. Hush their mouths and hide their faces when Malindy sings. Fiddling man just stops his fiddle, lays his fiddle on the shelf. Mockingbird quit trying to whistle because he just so shame himself. Folks are playing on the banjo, drops their fingers on the string. Bless your soul, forgets to move them when Malindy sings. She just spreads her mouth and hollers, come to Jesus, till you hear sinners trembling, steps and voices timid like a drawing near. Then she turns to Rock of Ages, cleft for me. Simply to the cross she clings. And you find your tears are dropping when Malindy sings. Who that says that humble praises with the master never count? Hush your mouth. I hear that music as it rises up and mounts, floating on the hills and valley, way above this burying sod, as it makes its way to glory to the very gates of God. Oh, it's sweeter than the music of an educated band. And it's dearer than the battle songs of triumph in the land. And it seems holier than evening when the solemn church bells rings as I sit and calmly listen while Malindy sings. Towser, stop that barking. Hear me? Mandy, make that child keep still. Don't you hear the echoes calling from the valley to the hill? Let me listen. I can hear it through the brush of angels' wings, soft and sweet, swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. As Malindy sings.